Nobody's more excited than whatever this channel is called about whatever the new Joker movie is called. Nobody on Earth. Couldn't name one person.
Joaquin Phoenix?
He might be a little bit more excited than us.
No, I think he's probably less excited, I'll be honest. It's probably... Do you think he's passionate about it?
I think he must be. You have to be passionate to do a definitive version of the Joker.
Do you think Jared Leto is more enthusiastic about it?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
So now's the time, I feel, and you feel. Why don't we rank these Jokers, Mason?
Let's rank some
These
bloody Jokers. Alright, let's rank some bloody Jokers. First of all, the government, number one pack of bloody Jokers.
Oh, you're not wrong. You're not bloody wrong, mate. But in terms of, I don't know, we say a yay or a nay, a ha or a nah.
Or ha or nah.
Thank you.
Number of joy buzzers out of 5.
Yes. So, mate, we'll do all the live action.
Yep.
Obviously, there are a lot of really great animated ones, in particular the Mark Hamill version. Let's just say to appease everybody that that's the best version. Because we'll get 1,000 comments about it.
5 joy buzzers out of 5.
Yeah. No, it is. It's definitively really great, though.
Yeah. Oh, we should rank them in terms of how long their gun barrel is.
Yes, okay, fair enough. Great. That's really good. Okay, so I guess we start early with Batman 1966, where Cesar Romero portrayed the Joker. The best aspect of that Joker, aside from it being generally pretty good, I like it quite a bit, is what's he known for?
He's known for being a man with a mustache who famously refused to shave it off for the character.
Yep.
So they simply grease painted over it.
And it looks great.
Does it?
No. But it also is kind of the thing that a lunatic would do.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it ever really firmly established what... Like, none of these characters really... None of the villains in the TV series from the 60s ever really had an origin, really. They're just always there.
Yeah, right.
So it's never really established, is he a man who paints over his mustache? Or does he just have white mustache hair? You know?
I don't know. I mean, it's very clearly paint, but as a kid, I don't remember even noticing it.
Me neither.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. I think now people would be up in arms about it, or they'd think it was a clever homage or whatever.
Do you think
I'm
they
not
should
really
have
sure.
flesh color grease painted over Henry Cavill's mustache in
100%
Justice League?
Yes. It probably would have been to a better result. But I'm going to give this 4, however long... What's the ranking again? Joker buzzers, gun barrels, 4/5 of a gun barrel.
Wow.
What about you?
Look, I'm gonna give it 3.
Okay.
As a kid, I'm sure I found the character. It was a terrible villain, but now, like, he's not terrifying.
No.
He's just an idiot.
But I think
in a purple suit.
He reflected the era of the comics in particular, because he went from a killer to a wacky prankster. I think a lot of those things about that series, even though it's goofy and wacky and fun, a lot of the core aspects of Batman and the mythology still work and are true to even the character today.
Well, I'm going to say the Joker doesn't. But I'm going to give it 3 because he's got a certain charm.
All right, fair enough. What else we got here? If we jump forward in time, Batman 89.
You sure you want to jump backward in time?
You want to jump backward in time?
Yeah. Cave painting Joker.
Not great.
Not terrific.
Motionless.
Okay, let's go forward again.
2 out of 5. So Batman 89.
Yes.
I love and hate this version.
Yep,
I'm not 100% on board with the big smile, the big permanent smile.
Right, okay. That's very Tim Burton.
That's very Tim Burton. But there is an element of horror to that character and an unsettlingness that I like.
It's probably the smile.
It's probably the smile. I don't really like that he's 65 years old.
Yep.
Or he was not actually that old.
Not even that he's 65. He seems like he's not a danger to Batman, like in any kind of hand-to-hand level.
No.
You know, there's a version of the Joker in, say, Injustice.
Yeah.
Well, he's obviously not as strong as Batman. He doesn't have the gadgets. He doesn't have the martial arts training. But he's fast and he's got knives.
Yeah.
And he's dangerous. You take the giant gun away from this guy, what's he got? Nothing.
Just being punched.
Just being punched. Also, where'd he get all his gadgets? It's never explained. All of a sudden, he just has...
Where does anybody get anything in that movie? It's absolute horseshit.
That's so true. Which is why it's so great.
Yeah, kind of. I also think it's really unnerving how he paints flesh-coloured makeup over the white makeup. I think that's really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So... No, I'm gonna also give that 4 out of 5.
I'm going to give that 5 gun barrels out of 5.
Wow!
Primarily because he does have the giant gun.
He certainly
I won't lie
does.
to you.
So there wasn't a...
Also that beret. He has a shiny satin
he
beret.
certainly does.
Where'd he get the beret? We'll never know.
Where did he get it? There wasn't a lot. See, now we're getting a Joker a minute.
Yeah.
You can't bloody stop it. But it was 2 decades later that we got Heath Ledger's The Dark Knight.
That's true, yeah.
Which was a version we hadn't seen before, but a lot of people were not on board with when the first images were shown.
Very true.
I thought it was a great choice from the get-go, because he was a great actor, and this was off the back of Brokeback Mountain. He's clearly willing to take chances, and it ended up being, he's obviously the highlight of that movie, and maybe even the trilogy.
Look, I have often said he's probably my favourite. He's certainly my favourite super villainous. Look, he's right up there in terms of he's one of my favourite villainous performances of all time.
Okay, sure.
I do remember in the cinema thinking, man, it's awful that this kind of guy's out there in real life.
Yeah.
Before I was like, oh no, he's just this
isn't a window I'm looking at.
This is just a movie. But
Yeah.
I feel like he draws you into that character.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna give that a 5.
5 out of 5. I mean, it's obviously not entirely accurate to the comic book version.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there have been subsequent versions of the Joker in various Elseworlds and parallel universes that are a lot close to that. And I think it's a really good. It's a great take on that, especially considering it's supposed to be a world that is much closer to our world.
Yes.
And you're not going to have a character who fell into a vat of acid and his face turned white.
No, that's it.
But how do you feel about just a guy who's a bit insane and just paints over his face?
And what I also like about it, and this goes back to the Injustice version you were talking about, a lot of the time, if you get close to him, he's a guy with knives. Yes. And you shouldn't be there.
And an overcoat full of hand grenades.
Yeah, that's it.
And he's very willing to use them.
Yeah. So, also, it's said in the Dark Knight Rises adaptation that he goes to Arkham and then he escapes and he just disappears. So he's out there somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Doing
also,
something.
what I also like about this guy is that he is accurate to the ambiguous origin of the Joker in the comic books.
Yes.
In the sense that we don't really know where he came from. He gives us a lot of different contrasting clues as to how he became how he is, which is a lot like the comic book version.
Agreed.
I'm also going to give him 5 gun barrels out of 5.
Next up is the worst one. By a long way, I feel.
All right. Jeez, all right.
It's the Suicide Squad
I feel you're telegraphing your opinion here a little bit, but continue.
Okay, so...
Do you like this guy or not? I guess we'll find out.
I don't at all.
Uh-huh.
But I think a lot of that is to do with we didn't get enough of it to really make a definitive decision.
Mm-hmm.
I like some of the design elements of that character. Basically everything except for the tattoos.
Yes,
I like
right.
the clothes and the crazy car and
Yep.
the guns and the knives, and the grill is... The grill I kind of like because Batman would have punched his teeth out.
Yeah, it speaks. There should be more of this in comic book characters in comics and movies, which is if you're in a fight every 10 minutes a night, like multiple times a night for years, what's left of you? You know? All these characters should have real difficulty going through metal detectors at airports.
Absolutely.
Because of all their artificial hips and replacement knuckles and
Their
whatever.
Their bones are just bags of broken spaghetti.
Exactly, yes. But I agree. I actually like the idea that he's just he's a lunatic and currently he has decided to try his hand at being a mob boss.
Yeah.
Or like an organized crime guy. But he could become something else at a moment's notice. But that's just me reading into this.
There's certainly, an element of that.
Yeah.
Look, so I wouldn't say I completely hate it, but of the movie versions, the weakest. And I think also because, well, apparently there's a whole lot of footage they shot of him and Harley, and it was great. And
It was a whole movie.
It was a whole movie, but we didn't see any of that. We just saw a guy who was... I don't know. We saw a guy.
Yeah, exactly. We don't even know if he's good in a fight.
Yeah.
You don't know if he's good with those knives. Maybe he's all bluster.
We know that he laid them out in a circle pattern.
Yeah, we
for
know he's
whatever
meticulous.
reason. Yeah. But to what end?
We don't know.
He was in a helicopter, wasn't he?
Sure was. Looks great white tie and tails. He's a real modern day Fred Astaire, you know?
That's it. Those are the movie versions. And I say movie version for the 66 one because there was a Batman movie, obviously. But there are some television versions that we can go through. Apparently there was a Batman OnStar commercial in 2000.
Okay,
I don't know this at all. This is the Wikipedia I'm looking at now.
Okay, is it really?
Yeah.
Is this not off the top of your head?
It's not off the top of my head.
Wow.
I don't mind the Gotham version. I don't mind the performance. It's Ledger-esque. I don't like that the guy you thought was going to be the Joker died, and then his twin brother became the Joker.
Incredible twist. Or is that the most Joker thing of all? You know,
Maybe
Isn't
it
that
is.
the ultimate joke? If you die and your brother becomes the Joker.
I guess it is. And the version I think that nobody will ever forget is the cameo appearance in the TV series Birds of Prey in 2002, where he was portrayed by Roger Stoneburner and voiced by Mark Hamill.
Oh,
So there was a live-action flashback in that horrible series.
Yep, I remember.
Which is set in the near future where Batman is gone and the Joker is gone. But the Birds of Prey are very much...
They're around, aren't
They
they?
are around. So, yeah, he was in that briefly. Bad show.
But what an ending to this video, you know?
and end on a high.
Yep.
I'd love to know, though, where do they rank the Jokers? What's a definitive list? You know what I mean? Who's
yes.
up there? Who's down there?
Yes.
How do you think the new version will kind of slot into this?
Now, the rules for this, put it in the comments below.
Yep.
You've got to rank each one of them. You've got to do it out of gun barrel lengths and joy buzzers, but they both have to be different. And you have to explain why.
And you have to also give it a ha or a nah.
Exactly. And if you don't do any of those things, don't even bother.
We don't want you.
I mean, we're going to skim right past it.
Yeah. Also, we do a podcast called The Weekly Planet. Comes out every Monday morning. You can find that linked below. It's great for if you're going to work, give it a listen. If you're going home from work,
Give it another listen.
you could listen to it in reverse.
Yeah.
There's also videos here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. If you've got a suggestion for a topic you want us to do or talk about,
Let us know.
well, don't
We'd love
put it
to
in
hear
this video because you can't. There's a definitive thing you need to talk
Yeah.
about.
Look, if you cover all the provisos there, if you cover all the guidelines, you can also give us an episode description. We'll allow it.
We'll allow it. But thanks for watching this video.
Grab that gem, you guys. We will see you next week.
Goodbye.